Hola, fellow fish reefers. This is Isla San Martin, where we have over 1,000 sea caves over 10 acres on the seabed. And as you can see, they're sustaining Baja's newest giant kelp forest. Threatened by recent El Ninos, the kelp has a hard time growing in the warmer water because it holds less dissolved oxygen. So you need to give giant kelp the most possible attachment points so it can grow and overcome environmental challenges. As you can see, it's the absolute heart of the marine ecosystem, loaded with calico bass, senorita, Garibaldi, sheephead, lobster, blacksmith, half moon. The dreaded sargassum does show up on warm water years and can outcompete Macrocystis pyrophora, the giant kelp. Depending on which plant makes it to the surface, that's who wins. But Omar, who's in charge of sustainability at Cooperativa Rocas de San Martin, has agreed to remove the sargassum from the sea caves, allowing the giant kelp a chance. And we call these cathedrals, which are stacked sea caves, attracting pelagic fish. And we're going to expand on this and make the center of the deep water reefs 12 feet high, piling the sea caves 3 tall. As you can see, the deep water reef in 50 feet holds highly abundant schools of ocean whitefish, calico bass, soft corals, sand bass, and even some giant kelp is now growing there. It wouldn't be Baja without a breakdown, but we head down the road to Punta Baja, where the water is often very cold and it's a nutrient-rich soup. It enjoys permanent cold water upwelling.
We're going to go down and take a look at the 14 sea caves, where we're going to expand upon where the water gets.
The water here is not actually dirty. It's a nutrient-rich soup caused by permanent upwelling, making it one of the best giant kelp habitats in the world. And as you can see, the sea caves that were placed about 4 months ago are now bearing the seeds of the next giant kelp forest to Baja. This is a holdfast on a nearby natural reef, proving that kelp likes to grow there. And this is Miguel, head of sustainability for Cooperativa Ensenada, showing his abalone farm near Isla Geronimo. That's a red abalone, which would be ideal to place in the sea caves. He also grows pink abalone and green abalone, known as blue and yellow in Baja. Taking a look near Isla Geronimo, it's full of fish, and a well-fed brown sea lion has come by to do a dance for us. Heading 11 hours south down to Bahia Tortugas and Cooperativa Purísima, our partners there, where they enjoy a beautiful, pristine kelp forest. Heavy density, like what used to grow in so many other places up and down the coast. And 3 years ago, we deployed a test lobster reef in 60 feet of water out in an area that was mostly sandy. As you're about to see, it's a dramatic success. Typically, there's 1 or 2 females, and the males compete to be in her presence, and then you end up with an entire sea cave full of lobster. It's a great place for them to mate and then to shed their skin annually without being predated on in that vulnerable form, which is what will allow the lobster population to increase. And the co-op sent out a diver to verify the find, and we're good to go. And then we planted abalone in the same area on these little miniature sea caves and inserted them into the large sea caves with the hopes that the baby abalone would be able to grow to harvestable size without being gobbled up by sheephead. The sheephead have already detected the baby abalone, as you can see in the background in the small sea cave. And it's like ringing the dinner bell, but they cannot get at them so far. There's a big bull. He's so agitated, he's so hot and bothered by those abalone that he's actually flaring his fangs at me. And a giant black sea bass was drawn in to have a look. And you got to catch a fish for dinner. And you need a Frenchman to collect salt to cook said dinner. Thank you for helping ocean life thrive.